Teacher Ibrahim was sitting on a bench in the school garden, quietly reading a book. His 3 11-year-old students, Zakaria, Davut, and Suleiman, approached him with curious but somewhat confused expressions. Zakaria spoke first. "Teacher, we learn so many things at school, but no one ever mentions God. Could you tell us about our Creator in a way we can understand?" Teacher Ibrahim gently closed his book, smiled at the boys with warmth, and said, "Come then, let us open the windows of the universe together." Teacher Ibrahim walked over to Davut and pointed to the colorful flowers and medicinal herbs growing in the garden beds. "Look, Davut," he said. "The science of medicine tells us that this world is like a giant pharmacy. These remedies coming from the soil could not have mixed themselves by accident. Just as a pharmacist prepares medicine with precision, this earthly pharmacy must have a wise physician who knows every cure." Davut leaned down to smell a flower, noticing the hidden wonders of nature for the first time. Turning to Suleiman, Teacher Ibrahim pointed to an anthill near the roots of a massive tree. "Look through the eyes of an engineer, Suleiman," he continued. "A giant tree emerges from a tiny seed, and every leaf is like a miniature factory. Millions of cells work in perfect harmony, and no gear ever breaks. These silent, flawless factories show us an infinite engineer who designs everything with perfect measure." Suleiman reached out to touch the bark, tracing the intricate patterns of the leaves above. Davut and Suleiman walked toward the orchard section of the garden, where the branches were heavy with fruit. "The science of economics is also a mirror," Teacher Ibrahim called out. "Think of the earth as a bountiful warehouse. Billions of living creatures are hungry every day, yet their food is never late. In the spring, trees offer us gifts as if they were packages from an invisible hand. Such a generous table could only be the work of a provider with infinite grace." The boys looked up at the red apples, wondering at the abundance provided for them. Teacher Ibrahim then turned to Zakaria and pointed to a flock of birds swirling in the sky. "Military science teaches us about order, Zakaria," he explained. "Look at those birds. Thousands fly together, yet they never collide. Every animal and plant acts like a soldier in a disciplined army, knowing its specific duty. None of them move without a commander. This perfect coordination whispers to us that the army of the universe has an absolute sovereign." Zakaria looked up, marveling at the rhythmic dance of the birds above. As the sun began to set and the sky turned a deep purple, Teacher Ibrahim put his hand on Davut's shoulder, pointing to the first twinkling stars. "Astronomy shows us a magnificent palace lit with celestial lamps," he said. "Billions of stars and planets spin in the vast void without crashing. They are like chandeliers hanging from the ceiling of a grand palace. Who lights these giant candles? Who manages this vast home? Only the Creator, the owner of all things." Davut looked at the stars and felt a deep sense of safety. Teacher Ibrahim took a small leather-bound notebook from his pocket and handed it to Suleiman. "The science of literacy is a vital key," he said. "Every creature is like a letter in a meaningful message. If a single letter cannot exist without a scribe, then this magnificent book of the universe cannot exist without an author. When we study science, we are actually learning to read the letters of that book. Every piece of art points to an artist." Suleiman took the notebook, realizing that everything in the world had a deeper story to tell. Davut and Zakaria sat down by a stone fountain in the center of the garden. The things Teacher Ibrahim had shared were starting to click together in their minds. "So, teacher," Davut said, "when we study medicine, are we actually seeing God as the healer? And in engineering, are we seeing how he creates with balance?" Zakaria added excitedly, "Every science is like a window that shows us a different part of the Creator." Ibrahim nodded proudly. His students were finally seeing the world through the eyes of faith. Ibrahim walked over to Suleiman and spoke about the freedom and peace that comes with knowing the truth. "Children, when you realize you have a Creator who sees you and cares for you, you are never truly alone. Faith gives you a strength that makes you brave against any challenge. Knowing him makes you truly free because you realize you are a guest in a beautiful palace governed by love. Suleiman felt a warm glow of courage in his heart, feeling more confident than ever before. The three friends thanked Teacher Ibrahim and began to walk home. As they looked around, they no longer saw just trees, birds, or stars. Everything had become a true lesson. Teacher Ibrahim watched them go, offering a silent prayer for their journey. Zakaria turned back one last time to wave, his face glowing with the joy of discovery. They now knew that the universe was not a lonely place, and that every discovery was an invitation to know their Creator better.